and welcome to my first ever tag video.
The first time tag.
Let's just get straight into it, shall we? First YouTube video you ever watched. I can't actually remember what first YouTube video I ever watched because I watch so much YouTube now that I practically live on the bloody site. I'm surprised there's not just me in the corner like, hi! Have you watched the new Yogscast video? It was probably a cat video or something like that because when I first started watching YouTube, I mainly watched Shane Dawson because he was the first YouTuber I ever actually watched. First person you subscribed to on YouTube. As I said, that was Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson was one of the reasons why I started making videos because he's been through a lot. Like recently, in the past few weeks, he just came out as bisexual. I'm really proud of him because he's a very, very good YouTuber and eventually I will buy his book, but I haven't got around to doing it yet. Do you still talk to your first love? I don't love anything. I hate everyone. No, is the answer to that. First detention. I remember what happened to get my detention. It's basically 3 strikes and you're out. I think twice was talking, and the third time was because a boy, I don't even know why I really cared so much. A boy was trying to tell someone that I ate chocolate for breakfast, and I didn't want him doing that. So I pulled him back, because he was leaning on his chair and I pulled him back and I didn't realise I had my pen in my hand and it kind of did a little scratch underneath there, just a little pen mark. And my teacher, who I will not give the name of, yet she's named after a type of crisp, she just went fucking mental at me and gave me a detention where I had to sit in the library looking at books for about half an hour. First alcoholic drink. To be fair, that's probably like when I've had a sip of my dad or mum's beer or wine. But if I was to have like personally actually had some sort of alcoholic drink, it'd probably be when I was about, I don't know if I was 17 or 18, but I had a WKD and that's technically alcohol, so whoa, we're living life on the crazy lane! First pet. My first ever pet that I think I asked for was Max and Mary, who were both hamsters. Sounds like something out of the fucking Bible. Max and Mary rode to Bethlehem! First celebrity crush. I've had quite a few celebrity crushes. David Tennant, if you can't see my wall. My first ever, from what I can recall, it was most probably one of the cats out of the Cats musical, which is really, really bad when you think about it. I'll put the picture.
Are you blind when you're born?
I can't remember the name of the cat. It was like Munkenstrap or something like that. First real boyfriend. What are those? I've not really had a boyfriend as of such. I suppose you could say I've had 2 in Winton Primary, but they weren't really boyfriends. Technically, when you put it down to it, I've never really had a boyfriend, but that's cool because I'm perfectly fucking fine without anyone. First person you text today, that was probably Megan and Tess, asking why the fuck they don't want to meet up with me. Why don't you like me? First grade teacher. The only one I can actually remember was Miss Otten. I don't even remember what she did. She was nice. She gave me a certificate, a green certificate, for like wow of the week or something like that. I was the wow of the week! What was the first thing you did this morning? Peed? Ate a breakfast bar, not at the same time. First concert you ever went to? That would be Black Veil Brides, the Kerrang Tour 2013. I don't really go to concerts. I prefer now going to conventions, especially after I went to Comic-Con in May this year. My god. First broken bone. I've never broken a bone. I've never fractured anything. I've sprained my thumb, I think 3 times playing volleyball, and I don't play volleyball anymore, so I haven't sprained anything. I have a permanent neck injury now though from powerlifting. I did an equipped lift of 120 kilograms. I couldn't get it out the rack, so I pulled it like that. The whole weight came down on there, and from then onwards, I've had a constant pain like there in my neck, and it won't go away. So I've got that for life now. The first movie you remember seeing? I can't really remember the first movie I've ever seen, to be fair. I can remember TV shows that I watched that probably no one's ever heard of, like Zap. First sport you were involved in. Now, until recently, well, I say recently, I mean like about 2 or 3 years ago, I wasn't that into sport really. I was what you might call fat and unhealthy and lazy. I think I properly got into it when it got to year 12 and I started to do a little bit more volleyball, and then suddenly I'm a part of a team going into a Grand Prix final. I thoroughly enjoyed volleyball. I stayed on for 2 years, but then when it got to the point of doing powerlifting and volleyball, I had to decide. I couldn't pursue both of them, so I decided to do powerlifting. My first tweet. I don't know what my first tweet was. So my first tweet actually wasn't from me, it was from Andy Biersack, because I don't tweet very much. My first tweet was from Andy Biersack, aren't I lucky? My first profile picture. Oh god! So that was my first profile photo of me next to a Dalek. First piercing. Well, actually, I have never had a piercing, and you're probably thinking, but your ears must be pierced. No, they're not. My ears aren't pierced. I didn't want a piercing. I just don't see the point of putting holes in your body if you don't want them. First regrettable hairstyle. There's been a lot of those. Jesus, year 7. Year fucking 7. Blonde hair. What was I fucking thinking? It was bad. It was bad. It was so bad. The beach blondness of it isn't that noticeable, but it was pure blonde. Oh, that's a charming one. This is me thinking I'm totally awesome with my dog collection dog. That's a regrettable hairstyle right there. You can see what I mean now. You can see in the front I've got brown hair, and in the back I've got blonde. First word. My first word, I actually do know my first word, was apparently where we were in Winton. And I was in my pram and we were going past a beer shop, and for some reason I yelled out the word bass and bass was a type of beer. First phone, that would be a brick, known as a Nokia. I couldn't find my Nokia phone, I have no idea where it is. However, I did find my secondary school phone, known as the LG Cookie. This piece of shit was with me for like 5 to 6 years. First foreign country you've gone to. I think the first foreign country I've ever been to is France, and I went there with my auntie and uncle, where I went to visit them. I've been to Wales. Have I been to Wales? I can't even recall if I've been to Wales or not. That's bad. I've been to Cardiff, which is in Wales. So yeah, I must have been to Wales. What am I saying? So I hope you liked that video. If you did, you can give me a thumbs up and leave in the comments any other video suggestions you'd like me to do, and I shall see you later, YouTube. Bye!